Okay, so earlier this week, we had a visit from a brand new group they called themselves the Pleiadian Blue Angels. And I asked them if it would be okay to channel them tonight, and they are up for it. So I'm very super excited about that. This particular group, they told us a lot of things that I'm not going to share all of it tonight because some of it's personal for Chuck and I. But just know this: Pleiadians are on the move. They are very, very active in our fields on Earth right now. They're very present. They are appearing. They are appearing in channeling and telepathic messages. They are appearing in physical form. Their spacecrafts are appearing, and these are very angelic-like beings. As far as our human perception of what angels are like. They are very divine, they are very centered, they are very peaceful, very loving, very compassionate, very centered, very focused. And so I'm going to ask Judah to channel a little bit, and then we're going to hand the mic over to the
Why are
Pleiadian
they
Blue
called the
Angels.
Blue Angels?
Mhm. They wanted us to call them the Blue Angels because they remember from, when they give us messages, they're able to read telepathically all the memories in my personal field. And they remember, they were able to see there in my memory, a beautiful memory I have as a child living on the Gulf of Mexico, where the Blue Angel pilots would practice regularly and put on these phenomenal air shows. And it was very common to see them going overhead and doing these fantastic, phenomenal tricks that they do. Really exquisite precision. And they loved this memory. They loved this group, these Blue Angel pilots, and they felt like these are a good metaphor representation of the way that they work together, and the precision of unity and purpose and the majesty that they represent in their little, we're going to call them a platoon. They are like a particular outfit or set of persons in the Pleiadian. And I apologize, I'm a little a little bit stoned tonight and a little bit out of sorts on a personal level, but that's fine. That's good. All right, so I'm going to channel them. Someone, I think it was Brenda, asked when we first signed on in the chat. She said, "Can you please ask the Pleiadians to help me with panic attacks?" So one of the things I want to share is that the Pleiadians are really spectacular at calming emotional states and helping you get centered. And they have complete mastery over their emotional states. And they stay in a very positive, peaceful, deep, what feels to me like a deeply peaceful and centered positive emotional state all the time. So if you struggle with different ups and downs emotionally, it's good to call the Pleiadians. They are beautiful assistants in that. Okay, let's begin. Welcoming the Pleiadian Blue Angels. If you would like to also experience them there in your space, in your energy field, your personal field, wherever you are in the world, you can simply in your inner being say superconscious or higher self, will you please locate and merge with the consciousness of the blue Pleiadian angels? And then they will be there with you. You will feel their presence come in right away. It's okay if you don't want to do that. If you just want to be an observer and be more cautious, that's fine as well. We encourage you to use your discernment always. And as much as possible, be open and operating from a place of love and trust. Hello to our beautiful human brothers and sisters, to all of the human family. It is our desire to come more and more into relationship with you. You are reaching collectively a vibration which requires less sacrifice on our behalf of our vibrational state, and your collective vibrational state is more conducive to our contact and to a personal relationship and experience. Mhm, mhm, mhm. There are many on this planet who have cultivated a personal frequency, vibrational frequency, and level of consciousness which is quite compatible with us. Mhm. And we enjoy communing with those of you who find yourself in this state of being. Mhm, mhm, mhm. And also, as we said, the collective level of consciousness is arising in order to be more conducive to connection with us. Mm, mm, mm. There have been many distractions for this vessel this evening. We are helping to regulate and reset her nervous system and orient her to our vibration and our message. Thank you for your patience as we accomplish this with and for her, elevating her level of consciousness, mhm, helping the mind to relax. Mm. Mm. We are your brothers and sisters in Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness being the perfect consciousness of light, of universal consciousness that has been embodied by some walkers on your world. And more of you will begin to walk in this state, higher states of divinity. Mm. We are asking you, each and all, to be still in this moment, to be still and be focused in order to facilitate this transition, this transmission more effectively. Thank you. There are fewer and fewer words to be said in higher realms of consciousness, and more energies to be onboarded, and other lower, denser energies to be released. Many of you, we see, are doing the work of creating a high vibrational atmosphere in your inner being and in your external circumstances and interactions and relationships. And this is facilitating an ease of connection with beings such as ourselves. There are others still we can read now of you listening who have a childlike longing, desire to work more closely with angels, but yet there is not the maturity within you, in your inner being, to release the many distractions and other desires calling to you and pleading for your attention. You are much like a child in a toy store who sees so very many things that are wanted. Mhm. And you're finding it difficult to get focused upon what is of most important, most important to grow the soul. It is important for many of you who are committed to a higher vocation at this time to be much like a warhorse You see, war horses are specifically trained for battle. They are trained with such care and precision, and trained and trained and trained until certain important milestones are met to ensure that the horse will not overthrow the one on its back in the midst of a battle and thereby bring harm to the rider and to itself. You see, a war horse is able to stay focused and move forward with purpose and direction from the very slightest nudge of its master, of its rider, and the slightest pull of the rein, the slightest nudge of the heel. And so there might be bombs exploding, fires burning, persons yelling, being all sorts of chaos going on all around, but a war horse can tune out all of that to feel the subtlest nudge from its rider. And so we are wanting some of you to join these ranks and be like these war horses when your angels and guides, indeed, when Source, Him herself, is your rider. Source, Him herself, is your rider. And as Source, Him herself rides upon you, and you are there in service to Source. You are there listening very, very carefully. You feel the slightest nudge, the whisper in the ear, the slightest tug of the rein, and you are able to tune out other people and their noise, other places, persons, media, shouting, chaos, disaster, suffering, all the sounds of the lower frequencies of suffering in the earth. Can you begin to tune out all of those things, all the myriads of distractions, some of them dark and sordid, many of them happy and pleasurable and calling to the desire of the ego nature? Can you tune those out? Can you listen for the slightest nudge? Can you come in, deep in, and listen to your master? Who is this master, you say? It is your higher self. It is divinity within. It is the higher self connected to the all. It is the higher self connected to Source, Father, Mother, God. It is the higher self riding upon the animal instinct. Yes? Can you be this war horse? Mm? Mm-hmm. Mm. There are many things at play demanding your attention. Desires, fame, fortune, sexual gratification, the desire to be heard, to be loved, to be needed. So many things. Where is the one who will allow divinity to ride, to master the ego, master the animal instinct, master the desires, master the focus, master the attention? Where is the one? Where is the one? Where are you? Where are you? Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you responding? Are you there? Are you ready? Are you ready to surrender to the master? Allow the master to be seated upon the soul, seated in the soul, seated in the heart, the higher self holding the reins with maturity, with self-control, uniquely connected to divinity and source. There is much to do on the earth, my dears. We are here doing it. We are here doing our part. We are active. We are active not just in the higher dimensional realms, but yes, in the fifth, fourth, and third dimensional realms of the earth. We are active. We are active. We are doing what we can. We are doing what we can in service to you with no strings attached, with no demands, no obligations, and no fear. We operate with no fear whatsoever. So this is our call. This is our call, as we have called ourselves these blue angels. When you look and watch these blue angels in the sky flying, you will see quite plainly and clearly as these pilots fly even within inches of one another, and yet they are in perfect unity. They have control over their attention. They have control over their vehicle. They have control over their body, over their thoughts, over their emotions. They are focused. They are operating in extraordinary power, grace, and unity. This is how we operate. We have evolved to this state of perfect oneness and unity. We have evolved into this state, and the door is open for you to evolve in this way as well. For you to evolve in this way as well. Where are you, blue angels? Where are you, those who can pilot your own life with mastery? Pilot your own life with mastery, your thoughts, your emotions, your finances, your relationships, your manner of being in the world, your level of kindness, your level of integrity. We have taken note. This vessel has been praying a prayer to Judah for some weeks now. Judah, please tag and treat everything that is not of love and everything that is not integrous. We like this prayer very much. We like this intention. We encourage as many of you as feel compelled to adopt this intention, to release everything in your inner being that is not of love, that is not integrous, to release whatever is untrue. Be impeccable with your words. Speak the truth. Speak the truth to yourself and your inner being, and speak the truth to others. Are you telling yourself the truth? If you have seduced another, can you tell yourself the truth? I seduced. If you have cheated another, can you say the truth to yourself? I have cheated another. And can you make it right? As an adult, can you make it right? Yes. You see, only children cry and cry and cry and feel sorry for themselves when they do not get what they want, when they do not get their desire, when their wishes are not fulfilled. And this is the way of the ego, but it is the way of the mature. It is the way of the mature to master the thoughts, master the emotion, master the body, and master what they bring into relationships and what they give and how in which they serve in the world. We are the Pleiadian Blue Angels. We are preparing you for open contact. We are preparing you for open contact. We are preparing you for visits. We are preparing you for angelic dream state visits and also some light body, etherical visits and tangible physical form manifestations. We are preparing you for this. And we will work in cooperation with you to the degree in which you commit to yourself, commit to showing up for yourself, commit to showing up as your highest and best self. Do not trouble yourself by rehashing in your mind or to others in your speech your misdeeds, your errors, your falling off the path, falling off the wagon, getting sidetracked. Don't worry about any of that. Simply get back onto the path. Get back onto your path. Move forwards towards the light. You only need enough light for this moment and for the hour that will follow, and then the hour that will follow after that. You do not need to know everything about the future. When you want a prediction to come. You want to hear Judah or beings such as ourselves tell you about your future. This is a desire within you, a fear of the unknown, a fear of the unknown. What we wish for you to receive is this understanding that all is well, all is well, all is well. Even your missteps, even your misdeeds or your errors or your misalignments, even these, there is a grace that comes to cover these. We are retrieving from the mind of this vessel a story we wish to share. There is a story in the ancient Hebrew scripture that there was a man and his two daughters, and they were the last of their lineage, the last of their lineage. And soon their line would die out. Yea, even their whole nation, their whole race would die out. Just the father and the two daughters remained. And so the daughters plotted an evil scheme in order to take control over their fate. And they planned to get their father drunk and then to be impregnated by their father so that their line would continue on. And the brothers happened along, and there they found the father drunk. And the two brothers had a decision to make. Do we cover our father's nakedness and protect him in his nakedness? Or do we expose him? Do we out him? Do we cancel him? We hear this much in your culture, this cancel culture, in which others stand aside and make judgments about what they think is, and they may or may not know the truth or the reality of what really is. And we would say this: very few, most, not only source, him herself, knows the whole truth about all things. And so we see that there is a choice to be made as these two brothers. Will we cover our father's nakedness, or will we expose him? Will we out him? Will we cancel him? This is what we want to say to you from the story, my dear. Do not bring a curse upon yourself by outing others that you think deserve to be publicly shamed. Instead, perhaps you will choose to cover their nakedness, cover their shame, rather than outing them. Remember the words of Christ: do to others what you would have them do to you. There is, we will say that our soapbox, almost always as Pleiadians, our soapbox with humanity is continually pointing back to the evils, we will say, of so much of your media. Which is likened to this ancient story we are telling, in which others are shamed, and shameful things are said and done about public figures, and even the innocent are exposed before masses of people, a flub, a fail, an indiscretion, and then it is everywhere, and consumed over and over and over and over and over again to your detriment. And we think that this is a shameful thing that is detrimental to your evolution and to your divine nature. It is as if, what if you gave to your precious child something to eat and it made them sick? It was rancid. You found out later it was rancid and not good for them. It had actually gone bad, and they ate it and became sick. Would you give it to them again? No, of course not. You would throw it away. You would have nothing more to do with it. This is what we wish that you all would do in regards to media. Why? 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 Why would you watch someone be publicly shamed? Why would you watch it 1,000 times, 10,000 times, 1,000,000 times, 4,000,000 times? Why? Why would you do this? Would you want this done to you? Would you want it done to your sister, your father, your mother, your partner? These are toxic poisons in the human family. We plead and beg with you to turn away from this sort of behavior. Judah has taught you well. Pay attention to where you are investing your time, your energy, and your attention, for these are creating who and what you are. When you invest your thought, your emotions, the time, your inner contemplation, your time, when you devote it to ruminating over your failings or the failings of others, or the words or the actions or the energies that have brought you pain, then you are simply perpetuating more and more and more of that. And why would you do this? This is like you feeding your inner being, your inner child, a poisoned food over and over and over, rather than throwing it out, rather than throwing it out. We are the Pleiadians. We will continue to plead with you, to be much more careful and cautious about your media consumption, which is indeed creating the kind of person that you are. Think a better thought, think a purer thought, think a higher thought. Forgive yourself, forgive others, cover their nakedness, cover their shame. If they have done something to shame themselves or others, cover it and be on your way. For what you sow, you shall reap. And if you have set yourself to be against another, to be against them, then you are setting yourself to be against yourself. For you are the one lying drunk in the cave that needs to be covered, needs to be covered. Cover your own disappointments with mercy, with grace, with love, with compassion, and also those of others. We are not asking you to be doormats. We are not asking you to allow others to use or abuse you or disrespect you in any way. But yes, you can. You can take the high road. And the high road is a road of humility. It is a road of humility. The high road is not the road of I'm better than you or self-righteousness or any such thing, but just knowing, saying in your inner being, that could be me, but for the grace of God, there go I. That could be me. That could be me. And so I will cover my brother, my sister. I will cover them with the grace of love and forgiveness, cover their shame, and I will continue on my high road. I will continue on my high road, which is humility. Humility is the way. Humility is the way. Humility is the way. Humility is teachability. To be humble is to look at every circumstance, particularly those that are unwanted, particularly those that are full of pain or discomfort, to look at those circumstances and go inside your inner being and decide how you want to be different, to allow the circumstance to be a teacher. Allow every circumstance to be a teacher. And if you will be taught by the circumstance of your life, then you have true humility. We have nothing to do with scoffers. We have nothing to do with mockers. Mockery and scoffing is a disgrace to your divinity. When you mock and you scoff at another, this is pride. And be careful when you scoff or mock at another, for this pride will end up being your own undoing, and you will find yourself tripping in the same fashion as the very one that you scoffed. We are sharing all of these things with you, dear ones, and our deep love and affection for you. We have the deepest love and affection for you. There is no judgment ever from us, ever. Whether you just live the worst moment of your life or the best, whether you just did something that you wish no one on the planet would ever know of, or you just did something extraordinary that would draw unto you the praises and accolades of men, it matters not to us. We love you. We love you. We never judge you. We are sharing these things with you tonight, even many things which will, of course, feel disciplinarian in a sense. And it is because we love you as loving mothers do. Mm. And we are sharing a perspective that will set you free, that will bring you into freedom. We encourage you, care more about your vibration than anything else in your life. Elevate your inner state. When you are in pain, when you are in despair, understand it is not the truest you, the youest you. It is those fragile ego parts which have been bantered and battered and, yes, trampled on by life, lower vibrational densities of earth and earth experience, but it is not who you are. Who you are is an overcomer. You are innocent. You are blameless. You are pure. You are full of, you are imprinted by, designed by the Creator, every cell, every muscle, every organ, every eyelash, every hair. We know all of these things. You are known, you are seen, you are heard. You're never forgotten. You always belong. You cannot disqualify yourself from being a part of your angel family. You cannot disqualify yourself from your inheritance as the sons and daughters of God. You can separate yourself from this love and forgiveness through an act of your own will, through an act of ignorance. You can separate yourself from our love and forgiveness. We do not wish that you punish yourself for any misstep or error of any sort. We only ask that you open your eyes, look down at your feet. What is it that you tripped over? Pick up that rock, that branch, that thing that you tripped over, and set it aside out of your path, and do not walk that way again. And if you walk that way again, then you will remember, oh, I see this twig, this rock in front of me, and then walk around it, Yes? And eventually one day you will take a new path altogether, a new path altogether. And you will find that you no longer stumble over the same obstacles anymore. And what once troubled you is not a trouble or a trap for you at all. And this is a wish that we have for you tonight, even a gift to give you, that you feel a great chasm as wide as the Grand Canyon separating you from your missteps, your misdeeds, your pain, and that you feel that we and your Father, Mother, God are with you, nose to nose, cheek to cheek, eye to eye, face to face, heart to heart, in this moment and in each moment. We are here, we are here, we are here. You are never alone, never ever alone, never alone. If you find yourself tonight in the middle of some circumstance in which something you have said or done has been twisted or misunderstood or used against you, weaponized against you, know that we understand. We understand. And your consciousness, the consciousness that you are, the divinity you are, your higher self is always innocent, always in innocence. And whatever else is going on in and around you is simply a childlike part that is ignorant, that needs instruction. And allow those parts now to be softened and be humbled and receive instruction. And receive instruction from your higher self. We are your friends in this journey of awakening and enlightenment. You are well on your way. Do not be deterred. Be this warhorse of which we spoke when the culture is imploding all around you. Keep your blinders on. Allow yourself to be ridden by the master, to be ridden by source, by Christ consciousness. Yield, yield, yield and surrender to the slightest nudge, the slightest whisper, the slightest pull of the reins. Listen only to that voice, only to that voice, only to that voice, only to that voice. And let all the loud sounds all around you, let them grow dim as you tune in, listening for that silent, small whisper of instruction. Straight ahead, go to the left, duck, move right, turn around. Whatever the instruction is, listen to that and follow it. Do not worry what people think of you, for this is a trap. It is a deadly trap to be concerned what others will think of you. And if they reject you, then rejoice. Yes, even rejoice. For if you have been rejected in your innocence, having done your best, then you have joined the ranks of the Christ, who was also rejected, having been innocent of any ill and wrongdoing. And whatever misdeed you feel you might have encountered, that you might perceive, has been forgotten in a sea of forgetfulness. So do not resurrect it. Do not go fishing in this sea, the sea of forgiveness, the sea of consciousness, the sea of forgiveness, the sea of forgetfulness. Do not go fishing to retrieve your misdeeds, to pull them up out of the water, to examine them again and mull over them again. No, do not do this. Release them back into the sea of forgiveness, forgetfulness, and the love of consciousness. Good. Do you have anything you want to share? I feel so much better from the moment I started till now. That was really powerful. I'm very thankful. Let's see, news. Next Saturday afternoon from 1 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. We have 2 hours together. You can register on our website at thejudahchannel.com. Super inexpensive. Hope you can be there. The first hour, we're going to ask questions of Judah, and we probably won't have time to let everybody ask a question, but we will get in as many as possible, and we'll have channeled responses from Judah. And then in the second hour, we're going to do group healing. We're going to unleash Judah's magic on you, their angel magic, to clear up whatever's hanging you up and help you create more of the high vibration that you want and all the beautiful things that you're dreaming of for yourself. We will be back to Next Level Soul really soon. Probably in April, I'll be going for our fourth interview there. So let's just hold up the highest of intentions for that. Those audiences are really large and very impactful. Those audiences are large enough to change the world, and they are doing it. So we're really grateful and humbled by the opportunity to impact so many people with the angel messages Judah will bring, whatever those might be, knowing they'll be just right for all the listeners. In June 13th, 14th, and 15th, we have a retreat here in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. We would love for you to join us. You can register online. There are limited spaces, so go ahead and save your spot. We're going to have a beautiful time together, and it's a great time of year there. The temperatures are usually perfect that time of year. Thank you to all of you who are constantly loving and supporting us. We appreciate you so much. If you don't know about our Judah Telegram family, you can download the Telegram app and find the Judah Family International. And there you can get to know other high vibe people just like yourself and have support. It's not a place for advertising your stuff that you're doing. It's a place for being vulnerable, getting real, talking about the struggles, the peaches and the pits of an awakening life, an awakened life, and a journey towards enlightenment. It's a place to get support from other people who know what you're going through, and some that have already been through it and have words of wisdom and insight and their own experiences to share. It's a safe group. It's a loving group. It's more than just a social media feed. It's a safe space. And you'll be very well loved and cared for there. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you very soon.